great disturbance in the force, as if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. I fear something terrible has happened.
EA is continuing to vie for the dubious consumerist honor, it seems, of the worst company in America yet again with their oafish business practices and childlike understanding of PR. I'm Andy Burkowski, and I want to talk today about Battlefront 2 getting rid of microtransactions. For now. In the twilight hours before the international release of this dreary romp with lightsabers, Star Wars Battlefront 2, a dice joint published by the Dark Blood Covenant, known colloquially as Electronic Arts, decided that maybe we should revise, remove, revisit one of the most hated features included in a video game since Rumble Packs. No? It's just me? Here is the official statement from the General Manager of DICE. As we approach the worldwide launch, it's clear that many of you feel there are still challenges in the design. Yes, challenges indeed. We heard the concerns about potentially giving players unfair advantages, and we've heard that this is overshadowing an otherwise great game. All in yellow caps, this was never our intention. Sorry we didn't get this right. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases. We will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning. This means that the option to purchase crystals in the game is now offline, and all progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date, only after we've made changes to the game. We'll share more details as we work through this. Many in the video game community have seen this as a win, organized civil disobedience eclipsing corporate greed in the final hours as we cross the finish line. I see things differently. After spending an adequate 10 to 25 hours with the multiplayer components of Battlefront 2, I can say with confidence that the crystal IRL currency pay-to-win component of the game that is gone was essential to establishing both the pace, exhilaration, and frankly the enjoyment of the multiplayer features. The progression system keeps you entertained with a myriad of classes, maps, and pouty teens with three-pronged death blades, but unfortunately all of this nuance really reduces down to basic functionary classes, tank, damage, and other, with similarly rudimentary adjustments, the mechanical tweaks. The grind needed to master these classes is small, it's something we've done before. The true mastery, though, comes with those mechanical changes, adjustments to cooldowns and dot abilities, things you can only earn through the now-defunct progression system. Brilliant minds seemingly created a system wherein you will not enjoy yourself unless you spend some amount of cash. These break up the plateau and give you a nuanced change that matches the experience and secondhand nature that comes with the time inside this multiplayer environment. Now that it's gone, I worry this function will cease to be interesting. It was created with parasitic intentions and now cannot function without the host. This removal was implemented intentionally with systems built around this simple truth. If you take away a revenue source, it simply won't fix that. And as a final takeaway, when you put the blanket over your head and drink some hot cocoa to save yourself from the display of predatory corporate action, if you count yourselves among the thousands in the irate masses spewing vitriol outline, hoping that this condemnation will be a watershed moment for the video game industry, I posit that other major publisher entities, Take-Two, Ubisoft, Activision Blizzard, are now watching the mistakes of EA and not changing their business models, but ensuring that they keep taking advantage of you as a player in the exact same way without you even noticing. The big issue here wasn't the fact that EA is trying to do things to take our money, but that they got caught for it. Now, where do you find yourself on this sliding scale of corporate greed? What can we do to ensure this sort of predatory business practice ends? I'm Andy Burkowski, this is VGS, and remember to bleed for your art.